Hi, I'm Anthea May, and in this video we are going to be breaking down the difference between hiring an in-house SEO person versus hiring an SEO consultant, and why the latter is almost always the better option for your business. In my experience, one of the biggest hiring issues companies face when looking to get SEO work done is that those doing the hiring often do not have the necessary skill set that would allow them to properly gauge an SEO's level of expertise. Worse, there is a lack of the usual formal qualifications that could be used as an indicator showing whether or not the individual can actually do the work required. For an example, recently I saw a Facebook advertisement for a local university that was offering a course on SEO. Out of curiosity, I contacted them and asked if they had any proof that the methods taught in their course actually worked. Now, the course claims to teach how to craft and implement an SEO strategy to get your website to rank well in search. When I contacted them, this was what they said: "We do not require our students to set up their own website for the course." Now, if students don't have to rank, what's the point of their training? If what they learn doesn't help them rank websites, what is their qualification actually worth to employers? This frustrating blurriness can make selecting the right candidate very difficult for companies. As a result, some businesses want their SEOs to work in-house because they believe the additional control will mean better results. However, this usually is not the case. And before I explain why, let's look at the benefits of hiring in-house first. The advantages of hiring in-house. I understand why businesses want to hire in-house SEOs. You get to have full control over them, and you get to have someone that you know personally and see every day. But that's about where the benefits stop. I honestly can't think of anything else. I get it. I understand why businesses want to cling to the old, outdated model of having all your employees working locally under one roof. But if you want results, this just isn't the best way to go. And you wouldn't know this unless you knew as much about SEO as I do. I can see how somebody who doesn't understand SEO could think that it's something simple to just hire someone and then train them for a little and they'll get it. Yes, some concepts with search engine optimization are simple. Knowing what works and what doesn't, however, isn't. One needs to understand the process of how Google thinks and how algorithms are evolving, which is not simple, and it takes a lot of experience, a lot of time, a lot of testing, and a lot of insight. The fact is that Google wants businesses to advertise with them. It's not in their best interests to make it obvious how to get to the top. So if you want to get there, you're going to need all sorts of resources and knowledge that very few in-house SEOs actually have access to. In-house versus consultants. The cost of expertise. First of all, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get a really great SEO person to work in-house for $40,000 a year, or even $60,000 or $80,000. And that's because really great SEOs know that they can make a lot more money than that on their own through consulting, affiliate and e-commerce work, or running their own agencies. If your budget is, let's say, $50,000 a year, to pay someone to be your dedicated full-time SEO person, you're still not going to be attracting the top talent. This means you're hiring someone who is just okay to do your SEO, which is rather pointless because being on the bottom of the first page or being on page 2 or 3 doesn't do you any good. Yes, it could be progress from where you are, but in and of itself, it's not going to be putting any money into your pocket if the person isn't good enough to get you to the top. Please bear in mind that all the benefits go to the top-ranked websites. The top 3 results get an average of 75% of the clicks, and getting up there means being better than your competition. Average won't cut it. Also, funnily enough, in many cases a consultant can actually cost you less than an in-house employee. You don't have to pay benefits. They cover the cost of tools, training, research and development, and are far more results-oriented. Let's take a closer look at these points. Tools. With SEO, there are running costs to consider too, which you'd have to pay in addition to your in-house's salary and benefits. I use a lot of tools that make me better at my job and easily spend upwards of $1,000 a month or more on once-off and recurring tools which help me to analyze and rank better, including analysis of the competition and looking for opportunities. The important thing to note is that this cost remains roughly the same whether I'm working with one company or 50. So it's far more cost efficient for me to buy the tools and then you hire me to use the tools for you. Pro tip. The high cost of professional SEO tools and resources is a large part of the reason why hiring the cheapest SEO consultants you can find on freelancing sites such as Upwork is so problematic, because they're not being paid enough to have the proper resources and so often rely on outdated, spammy methods to rank that could generally just cause problems down the road. training, research, and development. It can be very hard for individuals or even teams working in-house to keep abreast of developments in Google without the proper network of information resources. There is no university course that simply teaches how to rank. And even if there were, the evolution of the search algorithms moves far too quickly for any educational institutions to keep up with. I invest a lot of time, money, and resources on continual training, research, and development. I also spend a lot of time testing sites. I have a bunch of websites where all I do is track and test different techniques, and so I'm constantly developing my processes and understanding what Google is actually doing. There's also a lot of things that don't cost anything per se, but there are a lot of R&D type costs that I shoulder, which help me to understand what's really going on. This level of training and development is just not something you're likely to find when hiring an in-house SEO person. Professional network and resources. Getting and keeping top rankings takes both skill and knowledge. Because I don't believe in bringing a butter knife to a gunfight, I've ensured that I have more than just my own testing to rely on. While I work for myself and don't outsource, I am part of an incredibly active, interactive, and collaborative network of elite SEO professionals. Our combined testing power allows us to remain highly in tune with Google and to fairly anticipate its next moves, more so even than most large digital agencies would ever be able to. And so you get to benefit from those insights when you work with me. Compare that to someone who is buying cheap information products or simply Googling how to rank. Results-oriented. Why should an employee be pushed to innovate if they can expect a steady paycheck? If nothing else, this should make working with me a complete no-brainer. I am much more results-oriented. If I don't provide results, you can just stop paying me and then we're done. It's obviously a lot harder to fire someone working in-house, and it can take a lot of time and money being wasted before you even realize that hiring them was a mistake in the first place. And then you have to waste more time and more resources to get rid of them, just so that you can restart the hiring process again. With me, there are no contracts. We work together as long as you feel I'm providing your company with value. Current insights from other clients can help you. Unlike an in-house SEO who has his nose to the ground working only on your sites, an SEO consultant such as myself is constantly working on websites from a variety of different industries. I have a broader perspective of what is going on in the search engines, and you benefit from my knowledge gained from the development on my other sites and clients. In-house, you are relying on past experience, which could frankly be outdated. So, do you still think hiring an in-house person is the best option for you? As you can see, the pros of hiring a professional consultant far outweigh those of hiring in-house. And here's the kicker. It costs you less. It blows my mind when I think people just want to have an in-house person for the sake of saying they have someone working in-house, or they want me to train their in-house people. I understand that when you've got them, great. But at the same time, SEO really boils down to results and return on investment. Many people just don't understand the level of work and knowledge that it takes to be a really good SEO person. Think about it like this. You're working with one person, or perhaps a small team, who has the power to bring massive change and ROI to your business in a way that is unparalleled to any other sort of position ever. You're essentially hiring Google, one of the biggest and most influential companies on the planet, to do your sales for you. It's conceivably possible to double or triple the traffic to your business all through one person's work. Compare how much you spend on a radio advertisement or running a print ad. You're laying down all that money in the hopes that your advertisement will reach the right people at the right time and that it will be convincing enough to get them to pick up the phone and actually call you. Compare that to when you rank in Google. People with buyer intent are finding you. Leads don't get hotter than that. But every moment that you are not on top, you're losing to your competitors. When you consider what it's costing you to not have the best possible SEO person doing work for you, it really puts things into perspective. Think how much money you're practically handing over to your competitors by letting them rank ahead of you, just because you'd rather have someone working in the same office as you, instead of focusing on working with someone, such as myself, who can actually get you results. Whatever you were thinking of paying that in-house person pales in comparison to how much you're losing. So food for thought. You want to be where the traffic is. And hiring someone simply because they're local or cheap or convenient is going to lose you so much in lost sales revenue simply because you're letting your competitors win. You're not even playing the game. The big takeaway from this is you really need to shift your perspective away from traditional hiring models and take a look at what you're losing by not having the right person who's properly equipped with both the knowledge and resources to get you ahead of your competitors. Because at the end of the day, that's what SEO is all about. People are in need. They're in pain. They're searching online for a solution, and chances are there already is one, but you want to be the answer they find. Don't make the mistake of thinking of SEO as a traditional position that is easily placed in a box. It isn't. I trust that you have found this video informative, and that I have not only shown you why working with an in-house might not be in your best interests, but also that I do have your best interests at heart. So why work with me? I've been in the SEO game for over 3 years now, and I'm part of a closed network of elite SEOs, meaning I'm well connected with some of the best names in the business. Our collaboration allows us to remain at the forefront of developments in SEO more effectively than most large agencies could ever hope to. I'm also experienced in reputation management, local lead generation, mobile rankings, and video marketing. And I build authority to show Google that you are the go-to resource when users search online. I only use tried and proven methods that build rankings that stick. As you can see, I've already helped businesses, agencies, website owners from around the world rank scores of websites and have a lot of happy client testimonials. I stay up to date on all the latest Google algorithm changes and invest heavily in my own online marketing training to ensure I stay ahead of the curve. And I just rank. If you are serious about getting buyer traffic to your website through sustainable rankings, then we need to talk. You can contact me through my website or email me below. I'm Anthea May, and thank you for watching.